welcome to another video, and this time you've got me sitting down. Now why am I sitting down, guys? Because today is a bit of a challenge. Now what's the challenge? About 6 months ago, guys, I released a video, and in the video I said this is a free question 5 that you can use for any question. And in that video I showed you guys a couple of examples of how you can use my story for any question 5 paper 1, so for any story. And guys, since then on my DMs, whether it's on Instagram or my comments on YouTube, or some of you even on TikTok, you're always asking, but sir, how do you apply it? How do you apply it? How do you apply it? Now guys, in this video I've printed out every single question 5 that's ever come up on the GCSEs. So I've got June 2017, June 2018, November 2018, June 2019, November 2019, November 2020, and I've even got last week's retake exam for November 2021. So I've got every single GCSE exam in existence from June 2017, which was when this GCSE began. And I'm gonna apply my question 5 to all of these question 5s. And I just want to show you how it's done. Now guys, a few things. What was my question 5? For those of you who've seen that video, guys, I'll give you guys a quick reminder. My question 5 was about a priest who wakes up and he's dead. So he wakes up in the afterlife and he gets out of his grave and he dusted the mud off his body, and he's super happy because now he believes he's finally going to heaven. That's my first paragraph. Paragraph 2, I was talking about his walk to heaven, his journey to heaven. Everything was beautiful. The lakes and the streams and the mountains and the animals, the weather, everything was beautiful. And this is where I described that. Paragraph 3, he arrives at the gates of heaven. And this is where things take a turn for the worst. The doors of heaven are locked. The windows are completely barred shut. He just can't get in. After looking around, he meets somebody. And this person hands in his book. And in the book, he's told that unfortunately, God has decided that you will be a citizen of hellfire. He can't believe it. He believes that no one deserves heaven more than him. But how can God do this? Regardless, he must obey. So paragraph 4, he begins his walk to hell. This is now the opposite of paragraph 2. This time, the weather is nasty, the animals are ferocious, are vicious. The river and the streams are blowing and flowing out of the banks. It's the complete opposite. And paragraph 5 begins by him arriving at the gates of hell. He's trembling and he's shaking. He can feel the heat of the fire. Now, as he arrives at the gates of hell, at this point, my story ends in one of two ways, depending upon the question. Either he opens the gates of hell and all we see is the gates being slammed and it ends with his screams. Or the gates of hell open and to his surprise, this is actually heaven and God was testing him one last time. That's my story. And I firmly believe that question 5, paper 1 should be learned off by heart, because for AQA, there is no higher or foundation paper. Therefore, the question 5 story question are always generic. They are always open questions. They're never specific. They are always general. Now, we're going to start with June 2017, and I'm going to apply my question 5 to 7 different exam questions. And if you don't believe that I can do it now, then at the end of the video, just eat some humble pie, guys. I'm joking. All right, so for June 2017, the question says, write a story about 2 people from different backgrounds. That's the question. Write a story about 2 people from different backgrounds. Easy. My priest is a goody-goody. He's nice, he's clean, he's simple. He wouldn't hurt a fly. But as he arrives at the gate of heaven and he meets this evil, dark character, the complete opposite of him, who hands him his book, there you have a meeting of two people from different backgrounds. And this meeting completely changes the course of events of my story. Done. There you have a part of my story where you have two people from different backgrounds. June 2018, the question was, write a story where things turned out unexpectedly. Easy peasy. Unexpectedly, my priest was convinced that heaven was his abode, but he couldn't believe it was a complete unexpected turn of events when God sent him to hellfire. Done. November 2018, guys, this is the tricky one. November 2018, write a story about time travel. Write a story about time travel. What am I gonna do? My priest died at the age of 65, but he wakes up at the age of 30. He's gone, this is an interesting one now. His time shifted because he's now in the afterlife, but he's also gone back in time when it comes to his age. And why is that, guys? Because this was his favorite and his best age, and then my story begins. June 2019, write a story with the title Abandoned. Come on. He feels he's been abandoned by God. God was his best friend. He worshipped God every single day. And this is what happens. He feels God has abandoned him. November 2019, guys, November 2019, write a story about a magical world. Write a story about a magical world. Easy. In paragraph 2 and in paragraph 4, when I'm describing my journey to heaven and my journey to hell, I'm going to tweak it and make it magical. So for example, there'll be dragons flying around, and there'll be mermaids, and there'll be other magical creatures, if you like. Done. Next question, guys, was November 2020. The question, guys, was write a story about an event that cannot be explained. Very similar, guys, to June 2018. I can't explain why God has sent me to hell. I can't understand. Done. And then we have last week's GCSE exam, where it was the November 2021 retake for those people who were not happy with their results in June. Now in November 2021, last week, the question said, write a story with the title New Beginning. And I would simply change the opening of my story, so when my character wakes up in the afterlife, my character believes that this is a new beginning. This is a fresh start. And then I begin my story. Guys, when it comes to applying your story to different exam questions, obviously it's not going to be a comfortable and easy fit. You have to use a little bit of common sense, and you have to make a few tweaks to your story. A few. Maybe change the opening, maybe change the ending, maybe add something here or there. But the bulk of your story, the plot of your story, the language devices, the vocabulary, the punctuation and the structure remains exactly the same. Guys, I'm imploring you, write a story and learn it off by heart and use it in your exams. It's hard enough to think of a story on the spot, let alone think of a story and write a story within 45 minutes. That's why, guys, my advice is always to plan and write question 5 at home, get it marked by your teachers, then fix it, then use it in your mock exams, and you will get feedback for it. So by the time you get to your GCSEs, you've used the same story-ish, because obviously you've tweaked it, for so many different questions that you know what to do on the day. You open the question, you think about your story, you think about the question, you make a few tweaks, and you use it. Guys, I've just applied my question 5 to every single past GCSE question to ever exist. Now, of course, some questions it fitted better than others, but it doesn't matter. Because this question 5, is a generic question. What we care more about is the mark scheme, the language devices, the vocabulary, the punctuation, the structure, the spelling. So write a decent story. Add all these ingredients into your story and then use that story for as many question 5s. Do what I just did. Test yourself. Look at all the question 5s for the past, 4 years now? 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21. 5 years. Look at all the question 5 for the past 5 years and see if you can make yours fit. And guys, that is how you plan and write a bulletproof grade 9 question 5. Because if you've got it marked enough and if you've got feedback, then obviously it should be improving at every stage. So by the time you get to your GCSEs, you should most definitely have a story that's either 36, 37, 38, 39 out of 40. And there you have it, guys. That's how you do your question 5. As always, guys, thank you for the support. If you're not following me, guys, on Instagram or TikTok, then please do head over and give me a follow. It's been Mr. Everything English. Peace.